proceeded to ring up like 100 like 10 milliliter or 100 milliliter or whatever, like bottles of whiskey to equal what a normal one would be. I'm bad at math. It was like 70 little mini bottles to equal one full 750 milliliter bottle.
Yeah, no, it was kind of crazy.
He showed us this plastic bag. He still has it, and their mini bottles are made out of glass, not plastic, so it was pretty heavy. But that was always his like favorite story about leaving Japan was they just were like so excited. They're like, "You need whiskey? You're leaving today. Like, here, take all of our mini bottles."
I think the funniest part of that story is that he showed us the bottles, and we both, Stuart and I, were like kind of on the edge of our seats, being like, "Is he going to share some with us? I would love to try some of this." And he didn't. So to me, that kind of says how much he loves you.
Yeah.
That he didn't share any of it with you.
I mean, it says how much it was like rare to have in the States. Like, he only had like 20 left. And
I am partially teasing. It's something you keep for special occasions since it's so hard to get, but still.
Yeah, and I think we had a bottle at that point too, so it's not like we hadn't tried it.
Yeah. I remember getting demolished on village-made rice wine in Cambodia and sleeping for 14 hours. Dang.
Oh my goodness.
Wet market done. Just needed to get one item. Really? What did you get? Share your wet market adventures with us.
Yeah, and
what knife is this, and where do I get it? So this is a Kan knife, K-A-N. It's an American. Stuart with a link right there. Wow. Fast on the draw there. American made, but it's Japanese edge and Japanese steel.
And
as
Japanese
you can see, it's
style handle, right?
Well, I don't know if there's such a thing as a Japanese style handle, but
I thought Germany had like very different knife handles.
I mean, it's a full tang handle, hammered Japanese steel layered. It's a great knife. It's I heard about the person who makes these knives from Kenji. He recommended them. I forget like what prompted him to recommend it, but he talked about it at some point, and everyone started buying his knives.
I'm on their website now, and they have 4 different chef's knives, and the one we have is the Concord 8-inch chef's knife (parenthesis Kenji's knife).
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
This used to be the only knife they made, but now they've branched out to different styles.
Yeah, us Texans are fast on the draw. But yeah, they used to only make that one knife, and Kenji would give any chef who worked at his restaurant for a solid year one of those knives as a 1-year anniversary gift.
Yeah.
And they're pretty well priced as far as knives go. It's
Yeah,
like
it wasn't
$140 for a chef's knife.
Yeah, not super expensive considering how much you could pay for other more well-known brand knives.
They've got like whole kits now. I don't know if you've been there in a while.
I haven't been in there for a while actually, because I haven't really needed a new knife in my collection, and I wasn't sure like what.
Yeah, like check this out. Like they have a lot of knives.
Oh, they do? Wow, okay. Dang, I didn't realize they expanded their collection that much.
You can fill a whole block now.
I would totally, that looks like a boning or a fillet knife. I could totally go for something like that.
It's a 8-inch knife, a 3.5-inch paring knife, 6-inch sentoku, 5-inch utility, and a 6-inch boning knife. And you can get a 4-piece steak knife set if you want.
Yeah, very
I always
nice.
worry about people who expand from like 0 to like 20 different things really quickly like that, though.
Yeah. You honestly got fish balls, peeled garlic, and pre-made pancakes. Sounds good. You asked a text in this yesterday about how often do we get barbecue. There's a barbecue place here in St. Paul, Asian-owned, and you get brisket, pulled pork, ribs, and you can get sticky rice. Oh, nice. And egg rolls as sides. That's pretty cool. You can come down to Texas, stay at your place, and go on a barbecue tour. We actually haven't been to a ton of barbecue places. We're kind of bad Texan residents.
Barbecue is very heavy for a meal.
Yeah,
and
especially here where it's brisket is the big thing in barbecue, and brisket can be very filling and indulgent.
You buy like a quarter pound of it and then have like creamed corn and
like
the
a sides
bunch of
as well.
on the
You got to get
sides.
the sides, and the sides are like creamed corn, What's another one? That's the one I always love, but
Yeah, that's the one I always. Oh, there's like.
I mean, you get the potato
coleslaw
salad
and
and
stuff, too.
coleslaw and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's all stuff
So,
that's pretty heavy. So
It's good to feed crowds. If you're
Yes.
like throwing a party with 8 people, you can just buy like a pound of like a couple things, and like
yeah,
people can peck at it all afternoon at your Super Bowl party or whatnot.
yeah.
Us personally, we go out and get barbecue every time there's company in town.
Right.
So if you came in and we were like, let's do a barbecue tour,
It's a good excuse.
we would be really up for it.
to have
because that was
barbecue. 'Cause
The
we
last
don't
time we
get it
got
very
barbecue was when extended family member in law was flying
Yes.
in. They were like, let's get barbecue, it's Texas.
Was that really the last time we got barbecue? I guess it must have been. I feel like it was either that or there was a time when my parents were in town and we may have got
I think that was more recent.
barbecue from Style Switch.
Yeah, we went on a food tour then and
Yeah.
got some stuff downtown.
But yeah, the
too.
sides are really good and the barbecue is really good, but it's also really heavy. And I like the fatty brisket because it's moist and it has more flavor to me. So yeah, I don't make good choices when I go to a barbecue place. It's dangerous. And it seems like, especially with the pandemic and isolation and eating all the time is basically what that has amounted to. I have less wiggle room to splurge. Otherwise, I pay for it.
Taza's in the market for a paring knife. They want to debone an entire chicken and fry it flat.
Fry it flat. Interesting.
Huh.
I don't know if I've heard of that before. Okay. Is there like a specific recipe or technique that you heard about for frying it like that? Because I don't think I've heard of doing that before. I bet that would be really good for the chicken skin though, if nothing else. Being English, you never ate barbecue and you never was interested, but since you started getting some barbecue up here, now you really want to go to North Carolina. Yeah, well, I didn't grow up on barbecue because I grew up in England as well. So, and honestly, I never really had a ton of barbecue because the places we lived in the U.S. weren't really known for their barbecue. The closest I came to was Maryland, which they don't really have their own barbecue, but they're close to North Carolina, which does. Or the Carolinas, I guess I should say. So Texas is really the first place I've lived in that's known for their barbecue. And now I never get it. I just know I've had enough of it that I know it's really good, but I've also had enough of it to know